Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in the BYD Sealion 7, and in this video we'll test the headlights. So yeah, I tested the Sealion 7 in Thailand. That was the version with smaller battery, 82.5 I think it was. But this is the 91.3 kilowatt hour battery. So it charges like a boss, 230 kilowatts. But then how good are the headlights? Well, let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna turn down the lights in the interior here a bit there. Well, let's see. Boom! Oh, wow! Good spread, good strength. Oh, impressive! I recently tested tongue, but I was told in the comment section that the tongue is the oldest software, oldest platform from BYD, but then the Sealion 7 is on the 3.0 platform. I don't know what the heck that means, but it should be a lot better, and I even feel that it is better in many ways. I need to test it soon. I feel like it's quieter. It definitely has a way better ride. It's lower and smaller and more nimble, but when it comes to the headlights, which is this test all about it, which is what this test is all about, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Then I feel like it's different than the tongue. I'm not sure if they share the same hardware there, but you see it has a nice band shining high and wide. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. Wait, the head-up display seems to have this square box thing, so they don't use OLED. Let me check here if I go to the settings, display typically. Wait. No, I think there's a dedicated in the vehicle, maybe HUD. Yeah, I found it. Okay, the setting for HUD. Brightness has been set to 11. Okay, that's too bright, bro. There, set it to 6. Then the box more or less disappears. Maybe even 5. But it seems like there's no auto on the brightness. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's proceed with the test, shall we? Yeah, because the head-up display seems to be disturbing a bit at night if you have that squared box thing. But yeah, Sealion 7. I mean, I already tested in Thailand, and I was super impressed. But when I tested it now in Norway, I'm not that impressed. Not sure why. Maybe it's different in Europe. But the software appears to be a bit buggy. That's one thing. I had a little glitch yesterday. For example, there are several elements in the settings gone, and when they did a swipe down, it was just stuck there for a bit. And then the auto steer seems to be nervous, annoying, just like other BYDs, just like other Chinese cars. So maybe that's why we need to test properly in Norway. But when it comes to the headlights again, now I'm just looking at it for a while. It seems like it has a slight hotspot in the middle. I'm gonna try the farm inspection again. It's 2:23 at night. Okay, here. Well, it's not really a farm. I think it's just a house. But if we try here, you can see it actually shines pretty nice and wide. But it seems to have a slight hotspot when we turn here. But way above most Chinese cars, even. Yeah, my impression is that it's actually better than the average. What they were, even German car. Okay, maybe not German car, but maybe the average car in general. Well, I still feel like the head-up display is a bit disturbing. So let me go with the settings. There's so many settings here, so I have to find. Okay, now, okay, brightness. What if I set it to the lowest? 1. Okay. All right, that might be the best. Now, just wonder if it will be too dim tomorrow morning. But yeah. Now that we shine right against the bush there, I can see that it's nice and wide and bright. So okay, we're gonna check something else if we do this. Okay, it doesn't turn or anything like that. It doesn't refocus or anything, so it's just stiff lights. And also, as far as I remember, there shouldn't be any matrix lights going on. We can switch over to the auto and then turn on the headlights. I mean turn high beam. Okay. But really good. Yeah, I'm impressed again. At least for the hardware part. Also, well, I thought for the longest time that the Sealion 7 was like a crossover, but after switching from Tang, which is big, heavy, bulky, boaty, into the Sealion feels like a sports car in comparison. And now that we drive around in these twisty curves, I feel like it's not really a crossover SUV. I wouldn't call a Sealion SUV. Maybe more like an ID7. That segment. ID7, I think they don't call it SUV. It's more like a sedan that is tall-ish. But yeah, back to the headlight test. If I would give it score, okay, it doesn't score on any adaptive stuff, but at least the pure headlight test is good. Probably give it at least 7 out of 10. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. This is good stuff indeed. So yeah, compared to some of the other, like I think when I tested Tang long time ago, the previous generation Tang, it was so bad. Okay, now we have the auto on. Okay, let me switch over to this. The Tang was really bad. It was just a hot spot in the middle in comparison. So I don't just praise Chinese cars for no reason, you know. I praise them because they are actually getting better and better. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.